Good morning. What I have discovered about Forest High School, that it was established in 1959. That's the high school, Nathan Bedford Forest. It was on West Gannett where Jeb Stewart, the middle school, is, because I was looking through some paperwork trying to find an old insurance policy number. But anyway, I'm looking through all this ancient history, and my brother had a little book of addresses because he went to Jeff Davis Middle School. Junior high school is what we called it back then. And I said, wonder why he was at, in 1965, he was over at Jeff Davis. Why wouldn't he be at Jeb Stewart? Well, Jeb Stewart until 1966 had been Forest High School. Then in 1966, Forest High School was a brand new school built on Firestone Road, and Jeb Stewart became the junior high school. So when Debbie and I went there, it had formerly been the high school. Vicky Hogue, Debbie's sister, apparently was 1 year older than Johnny and was born in 1950, making her 72. Making the assumption that Jeannie, the older sister, was 1 or 2 years older, she would be 73 or 74. In other words, she was in 1 year of Bundy. Um, if any of this makes sense. So my junior high school had formerly been the high school called Forest. Forest was built and rebuilt in 1966 to a brand new location on Firestone Road. It's now called West Side High. Jeb Stewart formerly was Forest. That's why my brother was in his junior high school called Jeff Davis over on Melvin. In 1965, he had an address book showing Vicky on Aldington, without the phone number, by the way. So they made an effort to keep the phone number. Here I am. When I told you, that's Miss Sharp, I guess. Do you see me in the middle there with my hair done, and I've got white sleeves and like a navy blue top? I'm right there in the middle. There I am. See? And I wondered if I somehow had some kind of resemblance to one of his sisters. This is my firearms signed by the sheriff, Dale Carson, a firearms familiarization course we took out at the gun club, wherever that was. I think it was off Beach Boulevard, I'm not sure. This is from Mayor Austin, because I was on the River City Renaissance Committee, and I did that. And then that was in 1993, River City Renaissance, giving ideas to improve the environment and sociability and walkability of Duval County. And then this is from Edward Kennedy, because JSO wasn't all that it was. So in 1987, I had wrote Senator Kennedy with some of my insights to the unfortunate situation that at various times inculcated into the sheriff's office. Not all, 95% were good, but there was some old school things that were still there. This is when I made the honor roll in my accounting, I guess, and made the dean's list 1 or 2 times in my life, it's all. This is from the sheriff's office when I, in the middle of my 2 years. As you can see, I got a 87.6, so I wasn't let's say, okay, A, B, C, D. Okay, so I made B's throughout. I made almost, it says, I'll try to read it to you. Okay, so does work. On the very top of that column, it says, does more work than share, works hard, a plugger. Okay, and so ideas and work is generally well arranged, indicating good planning, makes good use of generally principles in most situations. I was a dispatcher at NCIC, so as you can see, I basically got high B's. Now this is another picture from 6061. This is me. Unfortunately, the photo's ripped. Again, I wonder if and there's Mary Napolitano, who lived around the corner. Debbie and I went out one night and were creeping around, and we knocked on people's windows, and there's Faith Rowland, Art Collier, Sylvia Mock, Dean West, Mrs. Smith, who actually sang like Kate Smith. Anyway, I just wondered if when he looked in that back seat, he saw some kind of similarity to me and one of his sisters. And then with my moms, and I learned to speak from my mom, who's from Philadelphia. I learned also to listen to Mrs. Davis, who was from Bedford, Sturtevant, New York. So maybe he said, "Oh my gosh, we're in the South." And then I was also telling him a way not to get into the trouble with a gun. That there were, he could. And I swear to God to this day, I wish Jeannie or Vicky would talk. You know, I'm dealing with nuts on every side of my life. I really am. All right. Thank you and good day.